Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're gonna do a video reaction of a very interesting video. Indians from 1967 talk about the future. This video is quite interesting, and when I watched this video for the first time, I wanted to do a video reaction. Later on I forgot about that. But this particular video really hits me hard, and it's quite an interesting one. Indian youth from 1967 talk about their situations, the opportunities, their dreams, their goals, how the system existed back then, and what changes they wanted to make in the system and in their life for the future of India, and all these things. I find it quite fascinating. Every time I watch this video, I don't know, something hits me, some emotional feeling hits me. I will tell what it is, the later explanation. So let's watch the video first.
आज़ादी का मतलब है स्वतंत्रता, अपने आप को आज़ाद रखना, किसी के अधीन नहीं रखना। हम जो काम कर सके अपनी मर्जी से कर सकते हैं।
একটা স্বাধীনতা আছে আমার মনে হয়, যেটা সত্যি স্বাধীনতা, সেটা হলো মনের স্বাধীনতা। I'm an Indian and India means everything to me. I'm a part and parcel of India. India is a part of my life.
I don't have any love for the country. And just I don't want to show up like other people that I got a love for the country. Whom shall I tell? Oh, I got a love. Whom shall I tell that I got a love with? Shall I go on the streets and tell everybody, oh, I got a love for my country?
One thing I would like to do very much is to go through this country, top to bottom. I take a little bit of money and a pad and paper, a tape recorder and a camera, and I'd like to go to through this country, walking at a very leisurely pace, seeing all kinds of people, different races and different cultures, and capture them in their different moods, their songs and their dances, and the cacophony of their multifarious tongues. I like to get their agony, the anguish and the anger, the fertile soil, the parched earth, everything, so that one day when I could come back, I could open the book and remind myself of what I'm part of and what is part of me.
15th August 1947. Well, it means a lot. First of all, it's my birthday, of course, and it's one of the greatest days for India.
I think of India when I see the long queues, people waiting patiently for buses, for ration. I think of India when I see people hanging on the local trains.
My needs, of course they're more. I have more money to buy things. I see more things in the market, so I buy them.
हमें 2 चादरें चाहिए और 2-3 कमीजें हों और एक आधा कमीज या चादर आने जाने के लिए.
I like to wear nice clothes, but you know what happens? I don't get money to buy them.
मुझे ये मालूम होता है कि हम एक जोड़ी बैलों के साथ जमीन को अच्छी तरह नहीं खोद सकते. इसको खोदने के लिए तो अच्छी मशीनें या ट्रैक्टर होने चाहिए.
But I feel that foreign blades are more economical than our Indian blades. Why shouldn't I go and use them? Because I save my money. Because I very strongly believe that they serve the much better purpose and are more economical.
You know, terribly difficult to get admission. But I don't understand really, there being so many colleges, there are so many who just waste a year or 2 because they don't get a seat into a college. If you don't get admission into a college and you just ask them how much extra would you take, you're sure of getting a seat the next minute.
No, I've never ever bribed for a seat in a college or a school. Actually, I feel that this question of bribing is resorted to only by the below the average students.
क्या हालांकि आजकल टेक्निकल एजुकेशन फ्री है, हर मैट्रिक या हर सेकेंडरी स्टूडेंट बहुत आसानी से टेक्निकल एजुकेशन हासिल कर सकता है और इसके बाद एक अच्छा मैकेनिक बन सकता है और अपनी रोजी कमा सकता है.
स्कूल गए पढ़ने के लिए?
पढ़ने नहीं गए.
हिंदुस्तान के राष्ट्रपति कौन है मालूम है?
पता नहीं है.
प्रधानमंत्री का नाम जानते हैं?
मालूम नहीं है.
अपने मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री के बारे में जानते हैं?
नहीं मालूम.
उज्जैन के कलेक्टर साहब को
जानता हूँ. हमारे गांव में तो स्कूल है प्राइमरी और गांव के साथ मिडिल स्कूल है. Well, I would say I'm better off than my father was in almost every respect. In terms of educational opportunities. At least I don't have to work in a mill in the morning to pay for my education in the evening.
Well, my ambition is to reach the highest rank which my service can provide. At the moment, of course, it's confined to just being a full general. But by the time I go high up, and if there's a rank of a field marshal, I would like to be the first one.
Well, my ambition is to be a great scientist. As you know, I'm working on meteorites and these things which fall from outer space, we don't know much about them. I want to do something very original about them and maybe get my name in textbooks.
For some people, security is a warm blanket. For me, security is a government job. I would like to join the IAS. I would like to sit in a comfortable chair, in an air-conditioned room, sign a couple of files here and there, write my comments in the margin, drink cups of coffee, attend meeting, and just sort of be a cog in the machine. What more do you want me to do?
मैं एक सरकारी नौकरी देखूंगा, अगर सरकारी नौकरी ना भी मिली तो मैं आर्मी में चला जाऊंगा.
My ambition is to command a bomber squadron in the operational areas, and later on I'd like to go on to testing aircraft. You know what I mean? I'd like to become a test pilot.
वैसे जी मैं एक अच्छे किस्म का फैक्ट्री बनना चाहता हूँ, फीडर बनना चाहता हूँ.
Well, my ambition in life is to glorify myself.
I want to go in film line. I want to produce a picture. You know, I got a story also in my own life.
But you'll have enough money.
I will make money. No, see, I'll try my best now. I will save money now. From somewhere on racing.
देखिए, हीरोइन बनना तो मैं अच्छा समझती हूँ, नहीं ऐसा नहीं, लेकिन मेरे लिए वो बात नहीं है. मैं नहीं बन सकूँ.
Progress. Of course we made progress. The sort of progress you show us in your documentary films. But after all, a child would grow, even if it didn't have sufficient nourishment.
Well, I feel happy when I see the big industries of India. Same time I feel unhappy when I see that all these industries are being built at the cost of agriculture. I feel very happy when I see all these fertilizers being made in the factories. Well, they mean that we have progressed a great deal, that we'll have more food because there'll be more land irrigated, that we'll have more industries because there'll be more electricity. It also means there'll be more employment, more production, more happiness.
When we compare ourselves to countries like Germany and Japan, we have made no progress at all.
I'd been to a village in Saurashtra some 3 years back, and I saw a very happy life. I saw that there was an ST bus coming to that village, there were roads, there was a Gram Panchayat radio, there was a windmill in that village. It was all very good. Then a year later I went to an Adivasi area in Gujarat again, and I saw that the people had not even heard of a plane or a train, and I felt that this was not progress.
We make rather good aircraft as well. Gnats and vampires. Well, don't ask me, you can go somewhere else.
When mother is in danger, they do abortion, and at that time they call it apadharma. But when the country population is going like hell and country is going to dogs, they don't understand that it is also a kind of apadharma to save the country.
हम घर में 13 मर्द, हमारी मजदूर पूर्ति नहीं है साहब. 9 भाई बहन था, एक तो भाई इतना बड़ा, एक भाई इतना बड़ा, एक भाई इतना बड़ा, एक भाई इतना बड़ा, एक बहन इतनी बड़ी, एक बहन इतनी बड़ी, एक बहन गोदी में.
Well, let me put it this way. I would say our achievement is that we have a hopeful tomorrow. Our failure is that our today is very precarious. But if a country can industrialize itself so well in 15 years, I'm sure that we can lick the problem of agriculture also in the next 15 years.
What do you want me to do for the country? I think I do enough by being an honest citizen. By doing my job to the best of my ability, by working 8 hours a day. By not complaining much about the rations, about the unavailability of sugar.
No, I don't get to see ration queue. I can't see ration queue when I'm standing in bus queue for a whole day. How can I go in ration queue?
Well, I don't know. It seems to be a fashion today to denigrate the country, and when two people meet, they get into a sort of a competition about who can abuse the government better.
दूसरे लड़कों की तरह कोई कुछ खाता पीता है, मैं ये कुछ नहीं खाता पीता, सिर्फ फिल्म ही देखता हूँ.
Well, I debate, I take part in dramatics, I like literature.
তা অনেক কিছুই করতে চাই. ফ্রেঞ্চ পড়তে চাই, জার্মান পড়তে চাই, রাশিয়ান পড়তে চাই. সে কখনো সময় পাই না, কখনো উপায় পাই না.
Well, first and foremost is dancing. I like Indian dancing.
and I'm learning Bharatnatyam to moving.
And then at times I like to hear ghazals. Talking about ghazals, I like Begum Akhtar.
I play tennis myself, and I think the Indian tennis players have got a lot of hope. Well, my proudest moment was when we qualified for the Davis Cup finals, and our chaps, Lal, Krishnan and Mukherjee, they did wonderfully well.
Probably you must not have heard the Indian whom I really admire, but it happens to be Zubin Mehta, the Indian conductor, who is, I should say, the only Indian conductor.
I admire that man Mihir Singh, not only because he is a wonderful swimmer, besides what he has done sounds almost fantastic. Swimming the 7 straights is not a joke, and I would like to be another Mihir Singh if I can help it.
দারুণ ক্যাপ্টেন পটৌডি, কিন্তু আসলে যখন পটৌডি একটা সেঞ্চুরি করে তখন আমার মনে হয় না যে আমি একটা কিছু করেছি। আমার মনে হয় যদি আমি একটা সেঞ্চুরি করি তাহলে আমার সুখ হয়, আমার শান্তি হয়।
My favorite director happens to be Satyajit Ray. For obvious reasons, he has the gift of capturing the things in a realistic way, and that's why he's being acclaimed all over.
हिंदुस्तान का भविष्य तो वैसा आज मैं कैसे बता सकूंगी?
I don't think there's any future left for us. We have got only a big past to boast of. As Kennedy put it, I think it's a question of not what the country can do for you as much as what you can do for the country. Of course, frustration is in fashion today, but I think deep within every Indian, despite all this frustration, we are underestimating him. He has a capacity to work. If all the people in this country who didn't fancy the prospects in it, we're allowed to quit, I think I'll stay. Because it's something big. It's a huge experiment, and I would like to be part of it.
So the video ended there. I mean, it's so emotional, this video. It will literally bring almost every Indian who watches this video. It will literally bring anybody into tears, because it's such a gold, this video, this documentary that they've made. Back in 1967, even then they were so ambitious, so educated, and so visionary about their future, about the future of the country, about the future of the economic system, the productions, you name it, whatever that makes a country go above. And they talk very logically and very much in an articulated way. It's wonderful just to hear them. And this video became, from the first time when I watched this video, it became one of my favorite, because I could directly relate to this video and the people who are talking in this video, because my father is almost the same age. He belonged to that generation, and I've grown up watching him, his stories, his experience, his struggles back in his younger days. Almost the same age, the problems, the issues, the struggles they had to go through in a young India, just freshly got their independence. So it brings quite a different emotions, a windfall of emotions, I can say. So then that time also, my father and people belong to that generation, they had now we have a lot of opportunities. Now the system, the situation in India is somewhat different, but on a same scale, I should say, because the frustrations, the political thing, that was always existed back then, and even now, corruptions and all these things, it's still there. It was there before also, but the lifestyle and the opportunities and the visions, the goals, everything have changed drastically. We don't see the 1967 India now, because this is 2022, and back then there was, I should say, there was less opportunities, less qualified people. There was talent, but minimum talents, and minimum opportunities. But now today, India have grown into a global force, a force to reckon with. It is a big market, we can say, in the world map today. So almost everybody are highly educated, informed, updated, you can say. The updated, that's what I'm searching for. Highly updated, especially from the arrival of internet, and all this thing. It changed the Indian lifestyle, Indian system drastically compared to 1967 scenario. Back then, we had a lot of middle class people. Poverty was high back then. The upper class people was very minimal, and they were considered like an elite group. Middle class people were a lot, and the opportunities for the lower class and middle class were very much less, very much minimal, limited, I should say. And only the upper class had the opportunity to do something, and most of them chose to leave the country and make their life in some other country. Especially a lot of people went to America, England, and all that. So they made their dreams come true in different other countries. India got left back to a certain extent. In that scenario, from my dad's experience, what I've heard from him, it's the lower and middle class people have contributed much to India's growth, India's economy. The way we see India today, the huge contributions are made by the lower and middle class people of India. So they got involved in Indian system more than anybody, because it's partially because of the love for India, love for the country, and partially because they are stuck. They don't have any other opportunity to go somewhere else and do something else. Especially they didn't have much of a talent as well. Lower class people, farming and agriculture, and those things were their bread and butter, their jobs. So they invested that in our country. Middle class people, they worked in middle class jobs as clerks, as bank employees, and all that. All these middle class jobs. Higher elites, they went to different countries. They became scientists. They became all this. The stereotypical in Western world, we say Indians as technical people. We are very good at computers, technical things, and all. There are a lot of scientists. More than half of the scientists from NASA are Indians. So they made their life there, and a huge amount of contributions have been done in those countries by them than in India. Of course, they made a lot of impact for the Indian economy and Indian system, but hugely the changes have been from the middle class and all that. So this was quite a fascinating video for me. I hope you also got that spirit from this video. So until we meet next time, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.